Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a little self-care makeup. Now, I know self-care is a bit of a buzzword that a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at, but hear me out. I do think there is merit in just taking a moment for yourself, especially in times like this. I don't know about you, but I have been feeling very up and down in terms of my emotions, just with us being in a full-on lockdown again in the UK, everything else going on in the world. Like, watching the news makes me feel very on edge, and I find one day I'm absolutely fine and one day I feel like the world is imploding around me. So that's fun. But I do find, for me, when I'm going through those kinds of turbulent emotional times, that just finding any little moment of peace to myself, whether that is watching something on Netflix that I can just zone out to, taking a bath, doing my makeup, doing yoga, just things where I can really just like not think about anything else that's going on in my life, and kind of, I guess, meditative practices that you don't have to be concerned about the rest of the world when you're doing them. So I do find that when I do my makeup, and I don't do this every day at the moment, don't get me wrong, but when I do put on some makeup for the day, I feel a lot more ready to take on the day, and I just feel a lot more put together. You don't need makeup to feel put together, you don't need makeup to feel yourself, but just for me personally, it's a good escape, and it does make me feel a little bit just more confident in myself. So that's why I like to take a little moment. I'm just gonna put makeup on my face, I'm gonna tell you what products I'm using, and we're just gonna get ready. If you are also feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now, just take a moment out for yourself. You don't have to put your makeup on while you're watching this video, but if you wanna do that, go ahead. Let's get ready together. If not, just sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Today I'm going to be showing you the base that I have been wearing over and over again this whole month. So I'm excited to show you that. It's very, very glowy, spoiler alert. But I'm actually gonna start by doing my eyes. So most days I haven't been wearing eyeshadow, but I did actually get this for Christmas from Adam's sister. So thank you very much, Megan, if you're watching. But it is the Too Faced Salted Caramel palette. So I'm just going to try this out for the first time today, because as I say, I haven't really been wearing a lot of makeup. I don't know, I should probably prime my eyes actually. Let me get my eye primer. So I have never actually tried anything from Too Faced, so this is going to be my first experience. Back in the day, I really always wanted to try their chocolate palette, but I think that's been discontinued now. But yeah, I never actually did. I know they are a little bit of a controversial brand, but I thought I would try them out anyway. Let's see how the shadows perform, and we can go from there. So I think I'm going to do quite a basic look, if I'm honest. So you do have some really nice kind of neutral bronzy shades in here. This is a matte, so I'm probably going to use this in my crease first of all, I think. Okay, so we are going to just blend that out a little bit more, because we're looking a little bit orange with the shade Ooey Gooey, which is just like a light skin tone shade, well, my skin tone. And that's just gonna kind of buff everything out and lighten it up a bit. So I'm gonna take this shade Drizzle It, which is this matte on top here, and I'm just gonna kind of put that in the outer V. These are all super warm shades, so I think this would be a great autumn palette. And as you know, I love like little mini palettes like this. I'm just gonna go in now with, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade here, which is Butter Me Up. and just press that onto my lid. Oh wow, that's pigmented. Oh my god, okay. This is turning into a more glam look than I had envisioned. The pigmentation on that like shimmer shade is incredible. I feel like it needs to be neutralized slightly. I'm just feeling like it's looking a little bit too orange for what I wanted to go for today. I really didn't want like a super glam look. I'm going for a winter walk and I feel like I will look too glam. I'm gonna take a little bit of my bronzer. This is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. I've been using this as my like everyday bronzer recently and it's really, really nice. And I'm just gonna like run that through the crease just to try and kind of tone down the orange. I mean, this would be really beautiful if you were doing like a full glam night out look. But for me, on a Saturday, it's just a little bit intense. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that lightest matte shade and buff it out again. Just around the edges. And then just take a touch more where we've kind of blended away some of that gold. Just in the center there. Okay, so moving on to base. This is, as I say, the base that I have been doing a lot. If I've been wearing makeup, I've been wearing this combination. So first of all, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Foundation. I'm honestly just trying to finish this up at this point because I wanna explore more kind of tinted moisturizer formulas, but I want to use this up first. And I am pretty near the end now. I just don't feel like the shade range on this is up to par, but I don't want it to go to waste. So I always apply it with my fingers first and then I blend it out with just like any, honestly, any like fluffy stippling brush. Then I'm going to go in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade 110 Nude Ivory. I have really been enjoying this concealer. This has so much coverage. The coverage honestly shocked me. It's kind of hard to find a concealer from the drugstore that has good coverage but isn't really drying and really cakey. Now I do find that sometimes if I wear this on its own and my base isn't moisturized enough, it will kind of settle around my eyes and you can kind of like see it sitting there. So it's definitely not perfect, but I do think, especially when I wear it with a full face of makeup, it looks really flawless. It's so easy to blend out. It really covers better than a lot of high-end concealers I've tried recently. So I do think that this is a really good drugstore option if you're in the market for a new concealer and you don't want to spend high-end prices. I still have one more step in the base that I do, but moving on to bronzer, I'm going to take my Milani bronzer again and just, oh actually, no, I'm just going to stick with this because this is what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. And I just find this shade, especially if you're a similar skin tone to me, is really great. It's like enough to give a nice contour, but it still kind of warms up your face enough for it not to look orange. It's a very like neutral chocolate brown undertone, but it still like makes you look like you've had a bit of color, you know? I think this is more of a winter bronzer shade for me, definitely, but it doesn't like look really obviously that I'm wearing loads of bronzer, whereas I think some of my summertime shades in bronzer, if I wear them in winter, it's like, whoa, you put on the bronzer today, like, because they're meant for like my skin in the summer when it does have naturally a little bit more color to it anyway. And then the blush that I've been wearing recently quite a lot is, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop in the shade Loveglow. Now, this is not my favorite blush formula. I just think it's fine, but you can get equally good blush formulas at the drugstore, but I did buy it, so I'm trying to use it up. So now that I have put bronzer and blush, and those are like powder products, I have been going in as the last step in my base routine with the Glossier Future Dew. Actually, I haven't put highlighter on yet, so I might just put a little bit of highlighter on. This is the Milk Flex highlighter in the shade Lit. It's a powder highlight as well. And I just like to apply that with my fingers because I think it gives the most natural look. Obviously, most days I'm not wearing this much makeup, honestly. I just wear the base products, sometimes bronzer, mostly blush, and then I don't usually bother with highlight on an everyday basis. But we're doing a glam today. We're doing a little bit more today. Then the very last step in my base routine is I will press this over the top. So I'll take like literally just a little, not a full pump, probably not even half a pump, just a little bit like that. I like rub it in my fingers. This is like an oil serum hybrid. So I just find that if you're suffering from a little bit more drier skin in the winter, this kind of just helps make everything on your face look more skin-like. It kind of just melts everything together and really helps it just settle into the skin for my specific skin type. I do have like normal to dry skin. Okay, I'm gonna finish the eyes. I'm just gonna go in with this Pixi Endless Shadow Stick, and this is in the shade Matte Cocoa, and I'm just gonna line my top, waterline very roughly, or lash line, sorry. Just to add a little bit of definition, but nothing too much. And then I'm just gonna go underneath my lash line with my bronzer. I'm gonna take the same brush that I blended out my crease with, so it does have a little bit of that orange tone in it, but I'm gonna like dip it into my bronzer pretty generously, tap it off, and then just roughly go. Really, really light-handed here. Just gives the most subtle bit of definition, but it kind of just helps to make the eye look a bit more balanced. Okay, then I'm gonna quickly do something with my brows using my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary brows as always here. For mascara, I'm going to use this Pixi Large Lash Mascara. I'm getting to the point where I need to get rid of this, but I really love how it makes my lashes look, so it's just starting to get a little bit old. So I'm just gonna do a little look with my lips. I'm not gonna do anything too intense. I think I'm just gonna use these two products. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Peachy Plump lip gloss, and then the Pillow Talk lip liner. Ooh, the gold ties in with the eyes nicely. Just zoomed out a bit, but yeah, this is the final makeup look. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that it brought you a little bit of calm in the crazy world that we are living in right now. I do think that this Glossier Future Dew trick, just putting it right at the end of your base routine and just pressing it over everything, it hasn't made my powders look weird. It never does that. It just seems to play really well with whatever you put underneath it, and it gives you that really glass-like glossy skin. So that's like something that has changed my makeup game the past few weeks. I've really been enjoying it. But I hope that you are doing well and finding little bits of calm wherever you can. I do feel like just doing my makeup has brought my mood up, so I hope that you are feeling okay, feeling happy, as happy as you can. And if you're not, then maybe just find a little moment for yourself today to do something for you, and it might just help bring a little bit of zen to your life. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do want to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.